Hi everybody, I'm Jerry Paul and I'm an indie author and welcome back to my channel. I write young adult fiction across a variety of genres, and if you think that might interest you, then think about subscribing below. I've talked a lot recently about starting an Authortube channel. I'll link the latest one up in the cards. But today I wanted to talk about goals when it comes to starting a channel and some of my tips about meeting them, about what to expect, and about how to make sure you're doing what's right for you. So let's jump right to it. Number 1, be realistic about content. A lot of the time when people first get started on Authortube or YouTube in general, they have this idea that they're going to do it this way and not really take into account the level of work involved. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I track my working time. I'll link the one for 2023 up in the cards. But when you look at how many hours and which projects they were spent on, considering that I do one video a week, it was still the biggest time suck on my working time. If you're wanting to set the goal to say do 3 videos a week, then you need to have some kind of idea of how much work it is. It's why I recommend people starting with 1 video, and while it'll take longer to grow and the like, it also means that you're not scrambling for content or not finding yourself editing and the like an hour before you're due to have it go live. It means that you go into it knowing how much of your time it's going to take. Because let me tell you, recording is only the half of the battle. Sometimes editing takes 3 times as long, and then you have to export, upload, and if you want to, add captions, which add more time as well. So when you're starting out, be realistic about what you can manage. While it's normal for people to start and not have any kind of strict schedule, and that's okay because we're still finding your feet, it's not a good idea to set your sights too high and be unable to produce all that content. If you're doing vlogs, that's one thing, but again, this is something that takes a big chunk of time and you need to be prepared for that, otherwise it's going to be a horrible shock when you find that out. To be realistic, if you have a day job or other big time commitments, start small and find out how it works for you and go from there. There's nothing wrong with saying once a week or once a month and then finding out that you can actually manage more, and in my opinion it actually draws more people in that way than saying 3 times a week and never being able to manage it for long. Number 2, if you can't control it, that's not a goal. A lot of the goals I see set, and I'll admit to having made the same mistake early on, are about things that you can't control. By that I mean follow accounts, views or watch time. It's great to want to do as much as you can to build that up, and everyone usually does want that, but it's also not something you can really control. And it takes a lot of time. Unless you're a massive overnight sensation, which let's be honest, most people aren't, then it's going to be a slow growth until you hit a certain amount and attract more of your audience. So when it comes to setting a goal, make sure it's something you actually have control over. While yes, I am working to getting more subs and getting more watch time and the like, it's a target rather than a goal, and I'll talk more about those in a moment because I can't do much of anything to get people to subscribe more than I'm already doing. I can keep putting out my content, I can make sure that it's of good quality, I can keep consistent, I can make sure that I let people know about new videos, but I can't really do anything to make myself actually hit that target of subs or watch time. The same goes for all of social media. There is little you can do to get followers, genuine engaging followers who want to see what you post and want to watch your videos beyond showing up and doing your thing. Number 3, maintain a balance. One thing that is so very, very important is keeping that balance between what you're hoping to achieve and what you need to be doing elsewhere in working life or even personal life. There is no point pushing yourself to burnout or breaking point to meet any goal of any kind. That applies to Authortube, to writing, to anything where you're trying to reach a certain point. In my eyes, you're just setting yourself up to fail, and no one wants that. So when it comes to goals for Authortube or writing, remember that there needs to be a balance achieved and maintained. Whether that means you have a day of the week to batch film and edit and you don't let that seep into other parts of your personal or professional life, or whether that means giving yourself time to recharge between content bursts or the like, whatever works for you. I have been very careful about making sure I have days for filming and days for writing. I've also been very careful about making sure that I record mostly a month in advance. Like this video won't go out until April, but I'm recording it in March. I do this because it allows me to keep that balance. It allows me to slot in filming days when I can and get all the things recording, editing, thumbnail, uploading, captioning all at once done for one video. It's so that I don't get too overwhelmed or get to a point where I just don't have the content for that coming month done and I'm scrambling around with my schedule to find time to do it. For some people this looks like a set filming day, for others, like I said, they batch film all at once. Whatever works for you, do that. Number 4. Targets are great, but not mandatory. I talked about goals being something that you can control and that getting a certain sub count, watch hours and views and the like are more targets. This is very much true, but I want to be clear that targets work for some people and they just don't for others, and they are not something that you have to do. If you're just starting out, or if you, like me, have been doing this for a long while, you can set targets and goals and the like. But if at any point when starting later on, whatever it is, if you feel like these goals are having a negative impact on you, then it's okay to stop doing them. It's okay not to track your stats. It's okay to record, publish and only read the comments if and when you feel up to it. It's okay not to read the comments for a whole long while. You gotta do what's right for you and only you can decide that. I know that for me, reading comments and responding to them are fine, but sometimes it takes me a while because I get overwhelmed, and so I take a step back and leave them for a bit. The world will not end if you don't track everything. And the important thing is that you do what's right for you. Just because so-and-so on YouTube tracks this does not mean that you have to. So do what works for you and you're golden. So there we go, those are my 4 tips when it comes to goals on Authortube and starting an Authortube channel. Like I said, I've been here for a while, I have very slow growth, but I'm okay with that. I do look at my analytics. I'm also not completely focused on making sure that they reach a certain point, otherwise I have failed. Because at the end of the day, I can't control who watches what and who subscribes and all of that. I can mention it in my videos, I can keep an eye on things, I can see which videos do better than others, but I can't actually control someone pressing sub or watching my video or anything else like that. So do you have any tips for setting goals on starting an Authortube channel? If you do, let me know in the comments down below. So that's all I've got time for today. If you want to support my channel, you can comment, like or subscribe. I post new videos on Thursdays. You can find me all over social media and my books are available everywhere. And you can also sign up for my newsletter. And don't forget to pick up Invisible, which is the first in a young adult dystopian quartet. And also don't forget to grab a ticket for Wonderland in Nottingham in July 2025, where I'll be signing books. All the links for which are listed below. Thanks for watching and remember to keep writing. Bye.